Hey, what is going on out there? JT here in the studio 10-4, live again for the weekly update for August 7th. So this is our first show of August 2024. We were close last week, one day from getting into it, but we're in it for sure now. And yeah, it seems like we've hit the peak now, and we're going to start on the downside here pretty soon of 2024, and making things happen here. And there's a lot that's going to be happening here on the second half of this year. So by no means does that mean we are done at all. There's a lot happening. First, want to say thanks to 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show. That, of course, our premier event that's going to be coming up, our second event that we're going to be doing this year. And this will be the first annual 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show. It'll be hosted in Bakersfield, California at the Kevin Harvick Kern County Raceway. And there is a lot to be said about this property down there where this is going to be happening. And we got a lot to talk about with regard to what that event is about, the different competitions that are going to be happening. We got Dan Linss, our editor, owner, co-creator, founder of 10-4 magazine, waiting in the green room to come in and join us. Also today on the show, Brandon Carpenter is with us, and Brandon is he is our special. I don't know if anybody here watches Jesse Waters. He's got Johnny out there in the different places and stuff. Well, Brandon's going to be our Johnny for today, and he is at the Throttle Saloon in Deadwood, South Dakota, for the Sturgis bike rally. And Brandon showed up. He's got his truck and trailer. The bar trailer is there and in play at the Throttle Saloon. He's got it backed up there in the main outdoor area where the outdoor stage is at, where Jackal plays and many other bands that are there for the show. Let me get unlocked here. It's like I'm locked into a hole here in my desk area. But anyway, looks like Brandon is there. I'm going to bring him in right now just in case we end up having a little bit of a problem. You know what? Actually, first, did everybody catch the updated cover on the group? If you haven't checked that out, we're featuring a shot that Richie Foster shot of his truck and shared on his Facebook profile. I stole that from him and awarded him top shot in our group 10-4 magazine lounge. And what a great shot, man. It really looks good on the group. Thanks, Richie. And congratulations, man. By the way, the group is doing real good. If you guys haven't been there lately, go in and check it out. Lots of good content, good sharing going on. And that's what it's all about. It was all about getting people in there to enjoy, to share, and talk with one another. It gives you guys the ability to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and bring Brandon in and see what he's got going. Couldn't get that thing rotated, huh?
Man, I'll tell you, John, me and technology just are not friends. It's one of them things that I'm a truck guy, not an IT guy, unfortunately.
You know what?
I guess I need to hire an IT team.
I tried to walk you through it, but I don't know. Something's not right, and it's not letting you do what he's doing. The other thing that happens too, and this is a great, quick little lesson. I don't know if you did this or not. Did you turn your phone on and off again?
Yes, I did, and that didn't help.
That didn't help.
All right. It may just be that my phone's too old. I don't know. I'm kind of living in the caveman days. My phone's like 5 years old, so this day and age, that's old for a phone.
It can be, and I know it's got to be just a setting in there. But is it a Samsung, by the way?
Yes, it is.
It is. Okay. Well, we'll talk later, see if we can't figure it out. Dan says, howdy. Armando Molina, good to have you on the show. Armando CG Souza in the house. What is up, CG Souza? Going to have CG on the show here to help promote his upcoming show in September. So I saw all this great content being shared by you from Sturgis, and I thought, what an opportunity might be here, present itself a little bit and see if we can't get you and some of the scenes of what's going on there into the show today. And lo and behold, here you are, man. So how did this happen for you? What brought it about that you could get there, and where are you at right now?
Well, first off, it's good to be on the show. I appreciate you guys having me. Basically, how all this came about is actually through uh, uh, friends of friends I got hooked up with, and when we got hooked up with Michael Ballard, and he just thinks the bartender is the coolest thing. I thought it was a nice addition, especially this year for what the kind of things they got going on here. And he asked me to bring it out to Sturgis, and here we are.
Well, unfortunately, as soon as you started talking, we started getting the underwater thing. We got most of it. I think everybody caught what you were saying. So, Michael Ballard, owner of Full Throttle, I guess him and his wife, and maybe he's got partners, or I don't know, but he's the guy. And for those of us that used to watch the show, Full Throttle Saloon, and I don't remember which network, so I'm not going to throw out there which one, because I remember it's one of two. But used to watch that show. I did. I watched it religiously, and I thought, what a great reality show, given kind of the back, back end view of what it's like to own a bar, especially an icon like Full Throttle Saloon, at a such an icon of an event. Here it is, Sturgis Bike Rally, right?
Absolutely.
And here you are. You're there, and you're friends with these guys now.
Yeah, it's really cool. Trucks, I always say trucks and the trucking industry in general takes you places that you could never imagine. And this is one of these places that I, too, years ago, watched the show. It was actually on True TV. And I can remember sitting around watching the show, and, who would have thought that all these years later, my truck would be parked underneath the iconic bridge at the Full Throttle. Would have never dreamed that in a million years, but they are. And it's all thanks to the trucking industry.
So let's back the truck up to just a little bit right now, real quick, and back up 5 years. So while Full Throttle is back, and I say back because I'm going to tell you guys, if you don't know already, 5 years ago or thereabouts, the entire property pretty much burned to the ground. 10-4.
Yeah. So about 5 years ago, there was a fire that came through, and unfortunately, it destroyed the old Full Throttle. As many things happen whenever there's big fires like that. And in my opinion, they built back way better. If you haven't here yet, check it out. You should definitely come and see all the updates. It's amazing. A lot of the motorcycles that were originally at the old throttle are here. They unfortunately did burn up in the fire, but I'm on display. You need to see all that stuff. They definitely are back bigger, better than ever, in my opinion.
Here's the thing too. Now, guys that have been out there before, if you were there before the fire, you're not going to find it in the same location. According to Brandon, when we spoke earlier, it's at a new location, and it's been completely rebuilt and upgraded, updated, as well as some of whatever they could preserve from the previous property and buildings and structures, memorabilia, such is there, whatever they could salvage. But it's still there in the true spirit, I think, that Full Throttle Saloon has always been. And are we going to get to do a little look around, walk around, check it out?
Absolutely. So I'm back in the distillery right now. I will take you guys out into the main bar. They're getting ready to get the concert started. There's several bands out there playing, so it's very loud. We'll kind of walk around, check out what we can check out. Unfortunately, my audio probably won't be the best when we go out there and walk around, but I'll definitely show you guys the main bar. You can see the party that's happening. It's just one big party out here. Everybody here is one big family. It's amazing to see it. So I'll take you out there. We'll see what we can see, and then I'll try to duck back in a corner somewhere, and we can finish this conversation.
Should I put out the family disclaimer? I mean, it is Full Throttle Saloon. You never know what might jump in front of the camera.
Well, that's very true. I apologize now because I definitely can't control that, but let me just put it this way. Let's say adult family.
All right. So, I don't know if any of y'all remember when Garth Brooks was on Saturday Night Live, and he used to have this alter ego that he did, cut an album, in fact, using that name and that identity of an ego. When he opened the show that night, he said, "This is not the Garth Brooks show. You need to put the kids away and watch the show." Because I wish I could remember his name, his alter ego name, but yeah, I don't think we're quite there to that point. But this is more of a whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, we just missed the Vaseline wrestling, so that's at least over. So might be a little more PG-13 now.
Dan appreciated that. He's laughing. Vaseline
so
wrestling.
It's tonight there's a big concert getting ready to fire up out here. So everybody's still kind of in that mode of kind of getting out there to where the concert's at, but the main bar is definitely hopping. It'll definitely be a show for you to see everything that's happening out there.
All right. Well, and here's what we'll do, man. If everything goes well, we'll continue to keep streaming, and you take us around and just do what you can, the best you can. If it gets real bad, we might kick you from the studio, or we might just lose you. And if we do, and you notice when you finally do get back into a room somewhere, and we can re-get you back into the show, and we can close her out. Okay.
Absolutely. And also, if I see anybody out here walking around while we're out there, Jesse James is out here walking around. Michael's walking around. If I see any of them guys, we'll try to snag them up. You never know who you're going to run into here. That's kind of the cool part too. So we'll see who we see.
That's Jesse James Dupree from Jackal, right? Absolutely,
Jesse James Dupree. That's correct.
So Rod Pettit is around there somewhere.
Yes. So I just found out about that. I didn't know that they were out here, but they're here too. So you never know who we might bump into. But like I say, we're back in the distillery now. So we'll walk out of the distillery and go to the main bar and see what we see out there.
Do it. Get a little of adjustment there. So, wow, it's quiet there right now. So it hasn't gotten going yet. You know, and it's kind of like dinner hour right now, probably, right?
Yeah. So here, Astoria, we're on tasting.
And unfortunately, it's doing your signal's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do, guys. So let's bear with and see if we can get anything or not. But we're in a position where the signal's just not good in there.
I have the bar trailer out there, so nobody's giving me the bar. We have a semi-trailer with a bar out there, so. Yes. Sure.
Now all of a sudden it's cleared up a little bit, so maybe we're okay. Now, for those of you guys that don't know, I mean, there are so many places where parties are going on all week long at Deadwood during the bike rallies, and Full Throttle is just one of the most iconic ones there. And it itself, it has so many like micro environments all within itself, where there's just party within party within party going on.
I don't know if you can hear me, but this is the main bar area outside. This is just the outside bar.
Yeah, we got you. We got you, Brandon. 10-4, a copy of 5x5. Yeah, there's a lot of people outside. There you go. Yeah, it's a party. Absolutely. So, yeah, this is all new structure, man. I don't think they had anything like this before out there. It was a lot smaller, kind of, wow, that's all in concrete now. I think most everything was kind of dirt and asphalt for ground cover back in the old days, too. Not anymore. That's prop Mike Ballard and his team for getting that place back on its feet, sounding the way it does. Hey, there we go. Got a nice POE hanging in the air, coming out of the wall. You know, the other thing too that I would love to have is if there's any other followers out there, you know, you guys if you're watching in the comments, let us know you're there, and I will reach you with a link, and you can try to get in here as well. We're going to take this up down to the bottom of the hour probably, or as far as we can go with it, and then bring Dan in. But man, have they done a lot with that place. Hey, Dougie, what's going on, buddy? Yeah, we got Brandon Carpenter down in South Dakota, man. That is, you're looking at the Full Throttle Saloon area, and where the Sturgis Bike Rally is being hosted, one of the places it's being hosted out. This is certainly not all of it, but it's a big, big, big part of it. And excited that we've got Studio 10-4 Live in the house, and Brandon, our correspondent there on the ground, walking around. He's our Johnny for our purposes, as Johnny is to Jesse Waters. Brandon Carpenter out there, man, on the go. Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of trucks here, and incidentally, we're going to hopefully get him back after he does a little walk around. Apparently, what's going to happen here next year is Mike and his team are going to try to put together a truck show that's going to be going on there at Full Throttle during Bike Week, during Sturgis, the rally. And you know what? I don't know if there's a conflict there. Bike Week is Daytona usually, or so is that still Bike Week? Sturgis, I think it's just Sturgis. Now I know whose trailer that is. Up to the bar we go. Everybody at Matt's knows this trailer. You made it.
All right. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're back at the bar trailer.
Yeah, got you good, man. 5x5. Good, you're good. Yeah. So nice little walk around, man. The place has changed a lot. Can you hear me okay? Yeah, you're probably having a hard time hearing me. Good job on the walk around. Looked and sounded real good. You want to talk a little bit about the upcoming truck show that he's trying to put
Hang on
together?
1 second, John. Let me try to get away from this music.
Okay, yeah, and you guys don't know where he's at. I can tell you where he's at. His trailer's backed up facing the main outdoor stage right now, and it's just like a funnel of music because it's an amphitheater, and it's just slamming that music from the stage back into the bar trailer. So we get Brandon back in a place where he can talk and he can hear us. We can hear him, but he can't hear us. How many have people been out to Sturgis before too? Anybody that's watching, or if you're watching on the playback later after we're done today, I'd like to know if you guys are regulars at Sturgis every year, or you're planning on going this year, or sometime is it on your bucket list? You're going to get in there and get it done. Hey, Dougie, by the way, good job on Burrito Friday last week, buddy. I caught that. So good job. Keep it coming, man. Also want to take a second and give a shout out to our good buddy. And I hope everybody that is a fan of 10-4 magazine and is a fan of Studio 10-4 Live. Our buddy Brandon, and I think his last name's Chase. Brandon, let me make sure. And it is Brandon Chase. So Brandon lost his buddy recently, and he posted it on Facebook. And Brandon, we wanted you to know that we all love you, and we'll know you. We know you'll get better. We know you're going to miss your pup, but Merlot, by the way, his best friend Merlot, and hopefully that you'll find another way to keep yourself happy and occupied. But it's never easy to say goodbye to one of our fur babies. So Brandon, we're thinking about you, and sometime we'll talk again soon. So Brandon, what's going on, buddy? Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Good
sir.
deal. Okay. Obviously, the music here is just extremely loud. Everything is one big party here. So trying to get to where I can hear the audio. So basically, that was the throttle. Just a very small part of it, actually. There's a lot more going on here. Unfortunately, I can't show you everything just because I couldn't even begin to walk you around and show you everything that's here. But one of the reasons we are here is this is kind of a trial run to see about doing a truck show here at the Throttle in 2025. Our plan as of right now is we're hoping in 2025 we can host a truck show here. It's going to be something that we're probably going to do during rallies, kind of what we're thinking, but it's just in the planning stages right now.
And I want everybody to know, by the way, too, Brandon is definitely a marketing partner of 10-4 Magazine and Studio 10-4 Live, and appreciate your support over the years, Brandon, being there and letting us work with you at the different shows when we can, especially Mid-America. And I say this tongue in cheek, we need another truck show, but you know what? This is going to be something cool and a different deal because you're putting it inside an event that's already happening. And I think there'll be a lot of guys that want to go out there and just, be able to come out, park, hang out, show their truck and enjoy both the truck show at Full Throttle and Sturgis Rally. So could be fun. And I look forward to talking to Mike about it when we get him. Hopefully in the next few weeks, we'll get Mike Ballard on the show with us. And those of you that know the Full Throttle Saloon show, you'll recognize him, and we'll get to listen to him tell his side of the upcoming promotion and story that he's going to be doing with this thing. So that was only part of the property, huh? There's a lot more to see that we didn't see.
Oh yeah, there's so much more. There's Happy Hoyle campgrounds here. That's almost an attraction in itself. That facility is rather large. They're actually having a custom bike show going on right now in one of the new buildings that they just built. I wish I could have taken you in there and shown you that, because there is some gorgeous, beautiful motorcycles that were built for Rally 2024. That'll be going on next year as well. Why we're having our truck show, that bike show will be going on. So it's definitely something next year you can check out, see it. If you want to do another live at some point to see the bike show this week, I can take you in there and show you. But way more to this place than just what I showed you.
Well, we'll talk offline about that. Pete Henderson, good to have you back on the show as always, buddy. With everything that goes on in the rally week that's going on, you're right in the middle of it. I mean, do they actually have a closing ceremony? Is that when Jackal plays on Saturday or Sunday night?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So we're right in the main field. So that was one of the reasons why I was having trouble hearing you, because we are right in the action. I mean, to have a rig parked at the Full Throttle Saloon underneath the iconic bridge right in front of the stage, that is so phenomenal. It's awesome, but you definitely get all the noise. Every show that's being played, you get to hear it all. Whether you like it, hate it, whatever, you're going to hear every bit of it. So I will also say the guys from the Cattle Cartel are also here with us, and they're parked down just a little bit further.
Yeah, I've been seeing posts from them as well. Hey, Brandon, I'm going to bring our man Dan in with us right now, and he wanted to have a chance to say howdy to you. So, Dan, how you doing, bud?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing great, man. It's fun. Yeah, I love these kind of opportunities we get with our people to be able to do this like we do, and this is just another one of those times when we had the right guy in the right place. So,
Thank you, Brandon.
Want to say to Brandon before I let him go?
And maybe next time I'll actually get some good sound and camera equipment that we can work with a little better. So I'll work on that.
You know what?
Maybe just a new phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Always the new phone is always.
I didn't know Amish could have phones.
That's right. Well, the bishop let me come out here, so I'm pretty lucky for that aspect. So actually, the next time you guys see me on here, you never know. I might have to put my Amish stuff back on. So.
Are you incognito right now? Is that what we're telling me?
That's right. Nobody will know.
All right. Hey, Brandon, thanks for taking the time to work with us for the show. Appreciate you. Anything you want to shout out? What's going on with you right now? You got room for more builds, or what's happening? What kind of lead time you working on right now?
Yeah, as usual, we've got a bunch going on in our shop. We've got a Louisville build that we're working on right now. So we're kind of keeping that under wraps. But as always, it seems like when we finish one, we're starting another one. So the shop's super busy. Really, I shouldn't even be out here because I should be back in the shop working. But I think we can all say that. We should all be somewhere where we're not. So
that's probably true. And did I hear that right? You got a Louisville build going on right now. I didn't think those started until February.
It feels like that sometimes, but I will say from February till March, we definitely we definitely work way more hours than what we humanly should, but we get it done. So that's all that matters.
Right on. Well, Brandon, again, thanks so much for being our guy out there amongst the people and sharing Full Throttle Saloon and Sturgis rally with us.
Absolutely. Happy to do it for you.
And remember, Brandon, if it weren't for the last minute, nothing would get done. So,
That's right. You're exactly right.
All right, man. You enjoy your time there and have fun. We'll catch up with you soon. You and I will do a little work on the back end to try to get a little better out of what we do on this and act like we prepared for something rather than just figuring, hey, let's do this and wing it. For winging it, we did good, buddy. Thank you.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And hey, one last thing. I'm going to leave you with a view.
Oh, man.
A beautiful mountain in the background.
Nice. You know what? Weather looks like it's cooperating. You guys don't look uncomfortable at all. So hopefully it stays that way because I know you had some rain earlier this week, right?
I can't hear you. I'll see you later. Thank you.
Take care, buddy. Brandon Carpenter there, guys. If you don't know Brandon, Brandon builds custom trucks and does a lot of other stuff as well in the industry and is a great 10-4 magazine team marketing partner that we work with every year and helps us bring stuff to you over in Louisville at the Mid-America Truck Show, as well as today, right now, doing what he did there. So, Gene, I want to say hi to Gene and Shannon. I didn't say hi to you earlier too. Shannon's on the show. Good to have Shannon in there as well. Look, yeah, Dan's waving it at Shan. What's up, Mr. Linss DTM? How are you, buddy?
Just staying busy, doing what we do, making lots of plans, and starting to work on the next edition already. Did you get your August editions in the mail?
You know what? I go to the mailbox like once a week, unless I
go get me one.
Anyway. It's part of the stigma of living out in the frickin' sticks where I've been out here for the last almost 2 years, because I feel like I'm on an island sometimes. So anyway, mailbox is way down at the end of the road, and I'll check it. I would imagine it's got to be in there by now. I haven't got it in my hand though, so
you get a 5-pack, right?
Looking. No, we're only doing the one magazine right now. So yeah,
it might not be quite as quick.
Oh, is that right? Well, we'll get that swapped when I make my relocation from where I am now into town, and get that done. So,
right. This is what it'll look like when you see it. I know you've seen it, but this is the real deal.
And by the way, Mike, I don't see Mike on here right now, but Mike Viviano has been a real happy camper, happy cover truck guy. He has just been, out there shouting and blowing up my phone and Dan, yours too, and sharing all kinds of good stuff.
He is very excited, and honestly, it's his excitement is infectious and contagious, and it's nice when people are that. I mean, yeah, he's really excited. So,
yeah.
I don't know how he contained himself before it came out.
Well, he's I don't know if he did or didn't, but here we are. And
I didn't hear about it, so I would have probably heard about it if he didn't.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad he's the guy this month, and love having people like Mike involved and on the cover, and especially he and I, after really getting to talking with each other, found out how much common ground we have shared throughout our life and the times of our lives. So great to get to know Mike better, and look forward to seeing him in October in Dixon, California at the Bobtail Apparel Show. So,
and honestly, talking about Mike, I mean, what a great story. I mean, that's what, his truck got my attention, but talking to him and learning a little bit about his story, and then going and seeing him out there in Newark, California. And really, I dove into his history more than I found stuff about his family that he didn't know. He was like, "Where'd you find that? Share that with me." I mean, I can be a bit of a sleuth on the internet when I'm doing a fact-finding mission, and I found some information. I found an article on his dad's 52 truck car that he built that was featured on a Hot Rod magazine, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, but he's just got a really neat the property. I mean, if you haven't read the story, read it. He owns a piece of property that was owned by Peterbilt at one time. And it was the research and testing and research facility It's a 35 acre, I think, piece of property right around the corner from where the Newark manufacturing plant was for Peterbilt, which is now a Amazon sort center and a lumber yard. We went and looked at that too. And I mean, it's literally right down the street, but there's some neat pictures in the magazine and online that show where his property, and there's still a sign on the fence that says Peterbilt Motors Company. I mean, it's pretty neat.
Maybe.
Pretty cool.
Maybe.
Don't go there, buddy. But
maybe.
Yeah. So, but it was really cool. We had a great day hanging out with him, and it was kind of a different thing. And I think the story is really a lot of facts and fun stuff in there. And even his truck has a pretty neat history. It was wrecked when
it does.
Had to be completely redone. And the guy who owned it who wrecked it, he's since passed away from a heart attack. And Mike has connected with his family,
as we had clarified last week by his family. I got to say, what a fun cover show last week was with Mike and the family of gentlemen that used to own the truck that ordered it and bought it originally. The Mike ended up buying it from. Well, I should say not actually. It got sold. He got outbid, and then he finally got it. But it's in his hands now, and he's taken it to another level. And it was fun having all these folks together on Studio 10-4 Live last week. And it just really kind of came full circle, I think, right there for everybody. It was nice, real nice. And nice job on the story, Dan. Did a great job as always.
That name was Ivan Cooper, and I believe he was from northern San Diego.
Yeah,
and full bottom dumps just like Mike. And if you read the story, whether you do or not, he had 10-4 on the side. That was the number on the truck. He had 10-4 on the license plate. And it was kind of cool. It was, just some funny, weird, neat kind of thing that we realized looking through the pictures of when Ivan owned it. And it was kind of like, I think this thing was meant to be.
Planets align a lot of times for 10-4 in ways where you just, things pop out at you as you're going through your day sometimes. I know they do for me, and I know they do for you, especially for our good buddy Eric, who had that was his. He used to always pick those kinds of things up, right? I mean, the 10-4 handshake and all the different little deals that he had going on. I totally relate to all that, and
they still exist. Those still exist.
Yeah, good deal. So let's talk 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show.
Sure.
Go ahead and start it off. I know that there's been a lot in the our conversations, and it's an ever-changing, morphing kind of as we go and try to dial it in. Where are we at now with what's going to happen in November?
So not a lot has changed, but a lot has definitely moved forward in planning. We've determined all of our classes. We've determined what you need for those classes. We're working on the courses and the actual rules and where there's going to be a line and what they have to cross and that kind of thing. So we're still fine-tuning all of that. But I can tell you we're going to do a group of classes. So all of our events are going to happen in the infield of Kern County Speedway. And there's going to be K-rails delineating where all this is going to be happening. People are going to be able to set up chairs and canopies near the K-rail, down on the track, down on the, in the infield to watch. They can also sit in the grandstands. They can also get one of those luxury suites like we've been talking about if they want to pony up, and they can order food. They can have drinks. Waitresses bring them drinks. It's going to be a pretty cool thing if they want that. And so we're going to do five of our competitions are going to happen on Saturday. We originally maybe talked about doing qualifying and then a final on Sunday. But really thinking about that, courses would have to be changed. Lines would have to be moved. It would be a lot more work to do it that way. People would have to be brought back in for the finals. So we're going to do the events on Saturday. We're going to do 3 different classes of backing. We're going to do our transfer dump. We're going to do our tire changing, and we're going to do our securement and tarping and our towing. All is going to happen on Saturday. And within that, The stereo competition is probably going to be filling in little voids in between while we go from one event to another. If we have to make some adjustments or whatnot, and there's a 15, 20-minute delay, we're going to bring out trucks to run their stereo. And we're going to have, meters probably at the front and the back, and then average out the sound. And then, so we're going to run those. All those classes are going to run one time through. They're all going to be timed. The winner is going to I believe the winner will be announced Saturday, but we're not going to do awards until Sunday.
Yeah, 10-4.
And then Saturday night, we have a big deal. We're still figuring all the details out about that. But we're going to do some special things for the people who win those classes, maybe even the runners up. They're going to get to come out in front of the crowd, be announced, do a parade lap with their lights on around the track. We're going to do the burnout competition Saturday night in front of the crowd, and that will be crowd judged, also with a decibel reader. So that'll be kind of cool. Lots of other things. The track's planning, possibly a demolition derby, probably fireworks, some other things that we've talked about, stadium trucks doing crazy jumps, and we're not 100% sure exactly. We haven't ironed all that out, but we also talked about we're going to have, competitions on Sunday, which will be our cattle rustling, we're calling it, and 2 different hay loading classes. And we didn't want those people to be neglected on the Saturday night party. So I think we're going to work something up where possibly the first, say 6, we're not sure yet, the first 6 that register will get to be introduced and do parade laps around the track on Saturday night, encouraging people to come back the next day to watch those. Yep. So hopefully that'll encourage a few of those people to also register early. So
this is more than just an event, man. This is going to be a destination event. It's going to be a weekend experience. And I'm just throwing it out there again. The more of you that show up that are RVers or know people with RVs, you should be thinking about coming out and doing that, because there's more than enough room for you to do it. It is dry camping, so you're going to have to be able to do that. But I mean, to be able to come out and have this, I think I think this is going to be like the end of the year event. It's going to shut it down for the year for the most part. There's still some other stuff that's going on, but this one's going to be big, and it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot going on in 2 days. So you'll 100%.
Have, and there's going to be a lot of areas like at Trucking for Kids. We kind of discourage RVs because we don't have a lot of space, and it takes space. So we limit how many can come out. This one, that is not a problem. There is a large area delineated just for that. Yep. So that shouldn't be a problem at all. This venue is twice the size of Irwindale, and it's out in the middle of nowhere. So we're not going to get harassed for making noise late at night or any of that stuff that we would at Irwindale. But there are also hotels just 10 miles up the road. There's a whole new community. The one that you just talked about, Laverne.
Yep.
I don't know. It's not really called Laverne. I think that's just like the community name. I don't think that's the actual city name, but
yeah, I don't know either.
I
didn't go look at it.
It's a brand new area on the outskirts of Bakersfield that has hotels and restaurants. And I mean, it's like being in Orange County. Yeah. And and it's just straight out of the speedway. You go right up the highway a few miles, turn right, go a few miles, and you're at the hotel. Not even getting on any big, interstates or anything. So there are rooms. There will be hotels available and restaurants that aren't far away. But like you said, we're a little bit more excited about having people just come and stay and hang out, camp, stay in their truck, whatever. And I think that'll add to people's experience, we have access to the track 100% on Friday. So if vendors want to come in and set up, if people want to come in and get their trucks parked and start cleaning them up or whatever they want to do.
I think that it's a highly recommended that they do that on Friday, because come Saturday, man, it's hit the ground running.
100%, especially if you're planning on being in the competitions. They're probably going to start about 10 o'clock on Saturday. So I don't think you're going to want to be sitting at the gate trying to get in and, and all of a sudden you're missing your competition that you wanted to be in, so definitely would highly encourage people who are going to want to be participating in Saturday's events, that they be there probably Friday. And I mean, we're going to take trucks all day, and I would guess into the evening to some extent. So, they could work most of Friday and then roll on over. It wouldn't be a problem. So,
Yep,
but,
I agree.
So yeah, so talking about some of our classes, to be a little more specific. So we're going to have 3 backing classes. And I believe we're probably going to, this is the order we're going to go in, but we're not sure. We're going to have a closed body class, which is, reefers,
dry vans.
Yep. The only stipulation is that your trailer be at least 40 feet long. We don't want somebody coming in there with a 20-footer and stealing the show, We're gonna.
I guess somebody with a curtain van could use a curtain van too, right? As long as it's curtains.
A curtain van, a hopper. I mean, anything that's closed body that's not open deck. Yes.
Yep.
And I mean, I would even probably would put a tanker in that class. I mean, anything is just not an open deck. And then we're going to have an open deck backing class, which is obviously going to be like flatbeds, low boys, step decks. Again, just has to be 40 feet long or more. And then we're going to have a doubles backing, and those each have to be 20 feet long. And again, these are really short numbers. I don't assume people are going to come in, but if somebody comes in with a weird setup, we can accommodate. We just don't want it to be any shorter than that.
Right.
And then we're going to have our transfer dump competition. Pretty cut and dry there. What you need a fully working transfer unit with no load, because you're
no load.
You can't come with a load.
Can. Yeah.
And I don't know about like the flatbeds and the closed body. I mean, I don't know if they'd want to be like doing this competition with a load. It would probably slow them down. I don't know if we forbid loads, but I mean, they also have to come into the speedway, which is a pretty good bank down into it. So I would definitely recommend not be loaded. Yeah. But I don't know if that's 100% requirement. I guess that would be up to each person and how they feel about it,
I think more to come on that one. There might be a decision on that one that gets made by the track, for instance. Maybe they don't want 80,000 large out there on the track. I don't know.
True.
So we'll cover that.
And then, we're going to do our tire changing, which is, going to be a pretty fun and exciting event. And, that you don't have, there's no requirements for you to bring, as a competitor, to bring anything. We're going to have a flatbed there. You're not going to have to jack it up. It'll be up off the ground, and we'll have a couple service trucks there providing all the tools and the air guns that they need. And they'll basically be, there'll be one on each side. They'll have to remove that outer rear wheel with the gun, put it on the ground, take the tire off, put another tire on, air it up, and put it back on. And so we'll supply everything for that, but that'll be pretty fun. And then our securement and tarping, we still are working on some of the details of that, but on that flatbed that we will be changing tires on, it will have a load in the front and a load in the back that match. And competitors, again, won't have to supply anything. They'll have to secure the load with two straps. It's not going to be a big load. I think it's going to be like 4 fruit boxes with lids. So they'll have to throw two straps, and then they're going to have to tarp it to where that it's road worthy. It doesn't have to be perfect, but road worthy, legal.
Yeah, legal, I think, is really key word there.
Yep. And then we're going to have a towing competition where we're going to have, some kind of a wrecked or tattered or some kind of big rig. And it's going to be sitting in a chute in a parking spot. And a wrecker's going to have to, on signal, back up to it, hook it, pull it out of that spot, and move it into another spot, push it back into it, and then disconnect and then run over a line. So that'll be happening. And like I said, the burnout, stereo competition, those will be happening throughout the day. The stereo Saturday and then the burnout Saturday night. And obviously, they need to be Class 8 tractors with, a big sound system if you want to compete, right? And same with the burnout. It's got to be a Class 8 trucker tractor. Not a lot of requirements there, just that it be a Class 8 trucker tractor.
Something you don't mind giving up the rear tires on the drivers for, because you might.
You might. Yes, you might.
if you want,
the award for that may be a couple new tires. I don't know. We'll figure that one out.
we'll see what happens.
That'll be the award. And then Sunday, we're gonna have a really fun event that we worked together with. We talked about Jake Bast and Marty Miles and myself worked out, and my wife Shannon, Miss Shannon. It's going to be called cattle rustling. We're going to call it cattle rustling. It's kind of cow loading, but not really cows. So we're going to bring in a couple. You're going to have a tractor hooked to a standard livestock trailer, at least 40 feet long. That I'm going to read this now, with a bullboard panel, a ramp to the top deck, and a counterbalance down into the nose. So if you know what that means, I know what it looks like, but I don't know what all that means.
Those in the business know what it is. Yeah,
exactly. Apparently 95% of livestock haulers, this is what they have. It's not an uncommon thing. Okay. So we're going to have a couple portable chutes brought out, probably 2. And these guys are going to add a signal. They're going to back up to these chutes. They're going to hit the chutes. They're going to get out. They've got a list of things they need to do. I don't have it here, but they've got to open the back door. They got to set the bull bar. They got to crank the counterbalance. They got to get into the nose, and then they got to come back out. And this is when they would normally start loading their initial cows in the nose of the trailer. And we haven't fine-tuned it all, but we're going to have a bucket of sorts of stuffed cows, stuffed animals.
And they're going to have to load inside, right?
They're going to have to load
happening inside the trailer. This is all happening inside the trailer, right?
Well, all that opening up, once they back up to it, open it, and they go inside and they get everything set and open.
Yeah.
Then they're going to have to come back out of the trailer and grab a cow, probably one at a time. And they're going to have to run in, and they're going to have to set them in there on their feet, because that's the way cows need to be. And we're going to probably have them do like 3 of those, and then they run out and they cross the line or whatever, and then they're timed. So that'll be another timed event. So that'll be able to bring in the bull haulers.
We're going to have to, and I don't remember, and I mean, we're spitballing here on some ideas. At least I am. Is there a big screen out there? I don't think there was. Is there a big screen out there on the track?
I don't think so. I think you could pretty much see everything from any seat.
Well, we're going to have to do something to MC and project some kind of visual of what's going on inside of that trailer while it's going on, because nobody's going to be able to really see. So we'll make something cool happen with that. We'll have to figure something out for that.
All right, John, you bring the big screen. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. I've got a 65-inch right here, a 75-inch upstairs that
you might have somebody carry it around. Show the crowd.
Somebody. Anyway, yeah. So we'll figure it out. But at the very least, put one of us inside each trailer to call out what's going on as it's happening. But yeah, man. I mean,
there will be a live announcer calling everything as it's happening.
There you go.
And it may be a celebrity announcer.
Ah, there you go.
We're working on it. So, and then the last 2 classes are obviously the hay loading. So we're going to start with the hay loading with a squeeze. Obviously, that's going to require 1 truck and 1 trailer, or a truck. You don't have to have, a set or anything. And you're going to have your own squeeze. And obviously, there's 2 people. There's somebody to run the squeeze and someone to run the truck. And basically, you're going to load 1 trailer. I think it's going to be 4 blocks and then back it up and then unload it into a box. And then the last one, the crew de craw, will be the hay loading with a boom. And that's going to be old school, old style. We're going to be shotgunning bales. We're working all the details out. I had a really good conversation with the gentleman by the name of Tom from Idaho this morning. Very excited, asking questions, giving ideas. I believe they'll be hand loading probably 48 bales with a boom. They're going to be able to shotgun them, which means throw them up there. And they'll have to load those 48 bales, and then they'll both jump in the tractor. This is basically the same thing they did at the Antelope Valley Fair in Lancaster for all those years. And then they're going to both jump in the truck. They're going to back it up, 100, 200 feet to another another box that's delineated on the ground, and they have to hand unload and stack what they just loaded. And they should be able to do this in 4.5 minutes if they're hustling.
That's what's amazing to me is that's that little amount of time. By the way, Mike Viviano, he's on here with us too. Mike, you just, my brain just clicked in the right mode here. I think as long as we're live streaming and can live stream, we'll be able to just put that out there and everybody can watch what's going on right on their phone in the grandstands or wherever they're at.
There you go.
And
we can encourage people to be on their phones and to watch it live.
I think there's the solution right
inside
there.
Those areas.
Yeah. So anyway, Mike, welcome to the show, buddy. We were saying good things about you earlier. You'll have to go back in if you want to hear them and, hear all the lies we told about. I mean, all the nice things we told about you.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah. So keep going, Dan. What else we got?
So that's so the hay loading with the boom and the unloading, that will be the final class on Sunday. And after that, we will have awards and, we'll have, awards for the truck show. We'll have all the awards. We'll hand out all the awards from all of these events on Sunday afternoon, because we will be having, a regular truck show with the beauty contest out in the parking lot. It'll probably be 100% competitor's choice. No CG, no car hauling.
Not this year, buddy.
We're not quite ready for that liability.
Not this year, man. But I, in defense of everybody at 10-4, it was discussed. So just not ready for that one yet.
And, and really our plan is if everything goes off the way that we want it to, and this event is a success and people enjoy it and want us to do it again, and we continue to do it. I mean, each year we'll probably introduce a new event, probably drop one that wasn't so great or wasn't so popular or was a lot of work or something, and replace it with something else. And, there's a lot of other kinds of events we could have, like, equipment loading or car loading, so there's a lot of other things that we can get into in other years if we get there. So let's just,
who knows, everything works out and it's like super duper. We just start rotating events in and out too, Right. I mean, wouldn't that be awesome to have that kind of a blessing on this deal?
Exactly.
Yeah. So a lot of good stuff. Incidentally, too, guys, this track is so well equipped, as Dan, stated earlier. Luxury suites are available for guys that want to really have an expanded experience for their group, their family, their VIPs, want to bring customers of your own out and show them a good time. But hey, at this track, there's going to be tons of food. They have a pit master that comes in and operates their smoker. So they're going to have all that good stuff going on, plus all the other usual, probably hamburger, hot dogs, chicken, all that. But tri-tip and full bar, cocktails, beer, soft drinks for the kids or those of us that don't partake in the adult beverages. So it's pretty well covered. And if you're there for the weekend and you've got an RV and you're set up to take care of yourself, well, you're set. You just need to bring your little portable igloo ice chest around with you as you go. And that way you can, bring the party with you wherever you're at.
And honestly, that VIP suite, if people are really interested in that, if you think about it, we're going to be doing all of these events in the center of the track on the infield. So people are going to, like I said, get the opportunity to sit in the grandstands, sit down by the K rails on the ground, or, be up in those suites. And we plan on having events happening from probably 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock. And then the nighttime stuff's going to probably be, 7:30 to 10 or whatever it is. And then the next day we'll probably start at 10 and probably end at, 1 or maybe
3 or whatever. Yeah.
So, yeah. You're getting that suite for that whole time.
The whole weekend.
You don't have to stay in it. And there's also seats outside. If you don't want to sit inside, you want to be outside. If the weather's really nice and you want to be outside, there's like 10 seats out front of each suite. So you can sit outside. There's TVs in those suites, and you could be streaming live, and you could have that on YouTube on that, TV.
On that TV. And incidentally too. So this suite package It's such a sweet package for the suite. Uh, it not only comes
That's
with
all you did there.
yeah, it not only comes with the suite itself, but you're going to get certain amount of tickets in all your access, full access to everything going on at the track. The suite is enclosed, air conditioned, like Dan said.
Or heated
The
if it's cold. I don't know.
or heated if it's cold. Yeah, couches, TVs, and then outside of each suite is its own set of like grandstand for your suite, so you can sit out there and watch as well, and order from the bar, order from the food menu, tri-tip chicken, hot dogs, whatever you want. Tons of great appetizers, and I mean this is a big deal, man. I'll tell you, and I'll let it out too right now. We're still looking for our premier or presenting sponsors to be aligned with us at 10-4 Magazine. And if you are interested in that, or have somebody you think would be a good candidate for that, just think, you recommend to us who that person is, they buy in, tell them they get to come in under their flag, you're in. So guys, think about that and who that might be. There's going to be a VIP suite for all the presenting sponsors to be able to gather with us at 10-4 and themselves at the track, and it's a pretty badass suite. We saw all of them when we did our track walkthrough earlier, about a month ago now. But yeah, this is going to be really cool.
Unfortunately, you and I, John, probably won't spend 1 minute in that beautiful suite.
I don't see it happening. I don't. Yeah, no. I think
Sure
Miss
would be
Shannon,
fun, though, right?
I think Miss Shannon, maybe Saturday night we get a minute in there. I don't know, but anyway, Shannon, I think will be up there and representing and making it all happen, or at least part of the time be up there and hang out and sharing stories and making everybody laugh and have a good time. So I'm excited as hell about this, man. I got to tell you, I'm not sure yet if I'm coming down with the RV or not. You and I need to talk about that and figure if that's what going to happen or not. But looking forward to it. Looking forward to the experience. This thing is going to be off the hook, folks. So everybody, get the word out, please. Share from the Facebook page that we have right now, and let everybody know about the event. Get it on your calendar, November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The show's actually the 2nd and 3rd, but remember, we have access and setup starting on the 1st on Friday, which really pretty much needs to happen. Everybody that's coming in that's a vendor, that's a competitor, come in on Friday and get set up. Saturday, we'll still be letting trucks in for the show and shine. We haven't really put a cutoff on that yet. So more to come. There's a lot of moving parts still, and we're figuring it out as we go.
And also out in the parking lot, for people who aren't interested in that part of it or want to just hang out with their trucks, obviously the truck show will be happening. We're gonna like Trucking for Kids. We're gonna have a kid zone with all the games set up. Since we are now the proud owners of all those games, like it or not. So, and we're going to have a few fun things planned for the kids, just some fun games that they can play out in the parking lot, so there will be stuff going on out there. We'll have vendors. We're still figuring out exactly where we're going to put them to be to the best for them. That's still something to be determined, but we'll probably have, a good amount of vendors out there. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I mean, it's going to be a lot going on. We're going to have some fun awards, hopefully. And we have some great ideas for awards. And so, yeah. And,
all right.
And keep an eye on, if you guys have ideas, you can call us. Like John said, you can post it on our Facebook page. We've got, there's a page on our 10-4 Magazine website, or you just go to truckerrodeo.com and it'll take you to that page on our website. And right now the flyer's there and some quick information, but we will have a link soon. I'm going to say within 2 weeks for registration to be open so that people can start registering and we can really get a feel for where we're at with this. I mean, we've had great conversations, great buzz from so many different people, and people really seem to be, I think we really struck a nerve with this event, and I think it's going to be really exciting. So I'm looking forward to doing it and making it all happen.
Well, there you have it. Looking forward to it as well, and making it happen. And the ideas, there's definitely plenty of room for ideas, thoughts, and what have you. As Dan said, you can drop a line to us in any point of contact, whether it's email, uh, private message on Facebook, whatever. Call, pick up the phone. Hello, we still do that too. So.
Yes.
Love to hear from
And
you all.
when we do get more information, we will put it on the page on our website page. We'll be posting the classes, and there'll be links with information on each class as to what the rules are, how they're going to go, what what is required equipment wise for you, and an approximate time at when that event's going to start and where you need to be. So
All right. All right. Well, we're up at the top of the hour. Dan, hang with me after I shut her down. And if you guys have any questions, anything, give us a shout by any means possible. Like I said, email, phone call, direct message, any of those things work fine. Comments, please be sharing for us out there, sharing in the world of social media, the event and the comings up, when it is, what it is, where it's at. A lot of great ideas, a lot of great things that are already actually pretty much, this is what we're doing. We're just trying to kind of fine tune how we're going to do it. But where it is, when it is, and what it is pretty much in stone at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Brandon, thanks for hanging with us and sharing what's going on at the Full Throttle Saloon. Again, look, in a few weeks, we'll get Mike from Full Throttle here on the show to talk about what happens there during the rally and what that's like, and probably just kind of get a whole synopsis of what's happened in the last 5 or so years with Full Throttle. If you haven't seen that show, Full Throttle Saloon, look it up on your provider, streamer, whoever it is you got going on, and kind of check it out. Mike's pretty cool cat, and a lot of neat stuff that goes on over there during the Sturgis Week bike rally. And they did a great job of documenting that. I think that ran for a few years too. So more to come on that. Look forward to what's happening. Souza's Memorial Truck Show coming up in September. Bobtail Apparel coming up in October. And of course, the 10-4 Trucker Rodeo and Show coming up in November.
And I will be at Brooks, Oregon with Parker, my son, covering the event, running around in a golf cart. We won't have a booth there, but we will be there supporting the memorial and tribute to Frank, who passed away last year.
Yeah. And Frank was kind of the founder, organizer guy of
he was the main producer. Yes. He was the main guy there. Yes.
All right. Well,
but he had a lot of guys around. He had a lot of people around him at his ATH chapter and at the museum that are stepping up. And I think that they're going to do a good job.
Hey, dude, on another note too, before we go, just want to let folks know, I did talk to Molly Dickerson earlier today, and our friend Mike Horan is fighting the fight, man. Mike is not letting go by any means, and those of you that want more info on what his situation is, you can contact us. We'll try to put something together at some point. But as I stated last week, Mike got the news none of us want to hear, and that is that he's in hospice at this point and being cared for at home, and he's fighting, man. He's just fighting. So we love Mike and his family, and wish nothing but some sort of comfort and healing and solace at this point, going through what they're going through. So we'll keep you updated as things develop there. And at this point, I want y'all, though, to try to keep the shiny side up and be safe out there. There's a lot going on in our world right now. Pay attention, folks. Don't take anything or anybody for granted. And we will see you next week.